Howdy doody, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, travelers, to the Inn of Planar Crossroads, to a very special episode of Around the Hearth, which I think is just going to be myself and Eli. Nope,
Levi.
Levi. I did it again. I am such a good person. We've missed a couple. Oh, diggity dang! Right in the nick of time, I just did the introduction.
Nice.
No,
My camera should be here, right? Oh, it's because OBS is open. Hold up, let me close OBS. My
Tommy
attenuation,
Snipe.
the Tommy snipe is real. My attenuation may spike.
yeah, it's up there.
Be prepared. Is it right now?
Yeah,
Oh, jeez. Oh no, I won't. I'll talk quietly. I am quiet now.
I
This
can.
is my
I
quiet time.
literally just did the intro. I could just redo it. It's no big.
No, you're fine. Leave it. You gotta leave it. It's important. Oh, I'm on speakers, not recording. No wonder. Like, what says I'm at 100? Oh no, I'm not. I'm just loud. Never mind. I'm just the loudest. Refresh time.
I just. Oh, did he go?
No.
Just push your mic a little farther away from you, maybe.
Go. The scooting back. Why don't I have a face? Show my face to the people. The people need to see my face.
Okay, yeah, that's almost perfect.
Yeah, I just needed to back up a little. So what are we talking about? What's going on with this Around the Hearth?
All
And
right,
Kane and Levi. Levi and Kane.
Levi and Kane and special guest Tommy from Black Dragon Gaming.
I'm flexing, but you can't see because my mic or my
It's
camera is
super
working.
impressive. I can hear it with my eyes.
Yes.
Ew. That's an algebra thing.
It's a ghoul thing. Don't worry about it. We are talking about. Well, it's been a couple weeks because Adam has had ranch business to attend to. So we're gonna talk a little about the erratas, which we haven't gotten a chance to talk about here previously, and the cleric, which was the next class we're gonna talk about. And obviously, we need to talk about the erratas first because the erratas changed a bunch of stuff.
Why, yes, they did.
And I know you did a video on all the erratas. Did you go through the whole document?
I did not. The whole document is there are a lot of minor changes to all the classes, and at BDG, I'm thinking like once the dust has settled on every class, I'll go in and be like, "Hey, wild barbarians, you can use ranged weapons, and it's not anathema." And like soothe, the bard spell is a range of 30 feet now. It's not touch, things of that nature, because there's so much.
Yeah, there's
There's so
15
much to
pages
go
in a
through.
PDF.
And a lot of it is very just like, here you go. Brr. And I think what's going on also is like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 is just tacking on into a progressively bigger document.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
quote me on that. I'm not sure, but it's
I mean, they still have
there's
1,
so
2, and
much.
1, 1 on this document.
oh, fair. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense then. For one, I really like it. I like that things are getting patched as we move forward because the playtest in my experience so far, and I've played it with the IOPC for a little while, and I'm playing it with Levi on Tuesdays now as well with his Shellonite Goblin Warrior.
Yes,
Yeah.
I heard about that.
It is best. It is so good. But some of the stuff, I won't say it's unplayable, but I will say that it could be done better. And like, we're going to steer away from the classes that are bad because that's just nature of the beast, right? If for example, like healing on a cleric, I can reach out with people, but if the bard can't do it, the bard becomes a little less valuable.
Yes, and that's true. Yeah, because
I say to Cashew, of all people.
yeah, because there was the debate there when I was reading it out of the book, and this was right after the errata had come out, that as to whether or not I would be able to heal people without having to run up and touch them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, because the psychic healing first level spell.
Yeah,
for bad.
the occult healing spell soothe. In the original text did not have. What the hell?
Still
What?
here. Did Levi die too? Did we both die?
Yeah, you guys both just
Yeah.
vanished.
Oh my god.
What?
I tried to reset it because I'm trying to get to read my webcam. I didn't think it would kill the whole call. Did I do that? I have the
don't know.
power.
That would be weird if you reset and killed Levi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything's possible, man. With the
Anything's
power of the
possible.
internet.
Follow your dreams. Anything is possible.
Is that the title of your new album? You're gonna put out a new EP. Anything is possible.
Yeah, and we'll do Modest Mouse covers just for you.
I'll fly to Kansas City to sing a Modest Mouse song with you.
Good, hell yeah, it'd be sweet. Anyway, cold spells, soothing.
Yeah, all right. So like a lot of the changes we saw in this most recent round of errata was stuff like the updating of the untrained text, which advanced it from -2 to -4. A bunch of spell terminology. The skill DCs by level changed, and I'm a little curious as to what an ultimate difficulty task is.
Ultimate difficulty.
Because if the DC is only...
That's where you break out your Super Saiyans.
Jesus. Because at first level, the ultimate difficulty DC is 18, and that's like doable on a 12 if it's something you're real good at. So,
yeah, I guess that means you're ultimate.
Yeah, right.
That's what it means.
Cashew's already in the realm of ultimate performance.
Yeah, but like level 1 ultimate performance.
Yeah, but like, what does that mean though?
It's what I interpret from it is like for example, the quicksand hazard, which I just got done. I have to edit that video after this. The quicksand hazard in Pale Mountain Shadow. If you guys watched part 2 of Doomsday Dawn, like my rogue almost died to it. It's really difficult, and I suppose that's an ultimate hazard for or ultimate DC for that level, that kind of thing. I will say, like in my experience, Octarian had trained perform. That's fair, but Mirrodin had not, but had bought a masterwork instrument. Just gonna ride my sorcerer charisma, and I'd take the like -1. But now it's gonna be just Elu, the only performer in the party because
it's real bad.
Okay, so the document actually tells us what an ultimate skill DC is.
Yes.
Nice. It's so hard that even the best possible character succeeds only about half the time.
Okay, that makes sense.
So you're maxed out at it. You pass at like a 12, and you're supposed to because you're maxed out.
Okay, so it's supposed to. It's supposed to represent like a.
That even for the best people, it's just luck whether or not you do it.
Yeah.
At that level.
Yeah.
But it represents like a really good performance out of someone who's already really good at it.
Yeah, because an untrained person probably literally can't.
Probably just ate it, yeah.
Yeah, unless they have like a +4 in it and they just happen to roll like a 20.
They hit that 20 and they're good. But that's also relevant too for, I think more people will see it in like acrobatics, athletics. Those are the big ones. That's if you don't train in the playtest athletics, you die to a lot of. It's like having that one rank in swim that the IOPC guys when they did Thistletop, the sorceress almost died.
Yep.
Because she didn't have a rank in swim, and that was just like he's gone.
Well,
it's just like the ultimate task is the choppy water that you fall in.
The strength of 5 didn't help either.
Yeah, and that's like a lot of people that don't train athletics might also be like for mine. And Justin, if you're watching this, I might have the map. I never saw Zendarin's sheet, but I imagine that rogue had 10 strength, and suddenly he has to make swim checks, and
very likely,
or like 12. I don't know. I have no idea.
All right, so they lowered the DCs, so the impossible is now slightly more possible.
But like, I think the mundane ones remain the same.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
That wouldn't surprise me. The easy DCs are pretty pitiful across the board.
Like 10s and 11s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So moving on from that, we have the new medicine skill, which is treat wounds, which is up to 6 people. You can spend 10 minutes bandaging wounds. They get some hit points back, unless you mess it up real bad. And even then, you don't hurt them.
Yeah.
You just can't help them anymore.
Yeah.
And master, I think it's a DC 20, so master assurance in medicine means anybody can just clinch that.
It is actually a medium DC for your level.
Oh, fair. Okay, what am I? I'm thinking battle medic and natural medicine.
So like at level 1, it's a DC 13.
That's real good. That's real easy if you're trained in medicine.
Yeah,
so
it is.
At 5, it's 18. 10, it's 24. 15, it's 30. And 20, it is 36.
Wow. Well, level 20, you're grabbing that if you're the medicine guy. If you are the medicine man, who
if
is
you're
also
just
not
trained
the
in
druid.
it, and you have a wisdom of 10, you're already rolling at a +20.
Yeah, it's fair.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah,
And then
I
you
think
just
out of
get,
combat,
like,
or not out of
custom
combat,
tools.
but I think, damn it, what is it? Non-magical healing that isn't alchemy in the playtest is really cool because I've been saying it a lot at BDG in my videos. It felt like the cleric or druid or alchemist or divine sorcerer, etc., was just necessary because of how lethal the playtest is.
Yeah, and
But
now that you
it's not
have
the case.
this non-magical healing, it feels like the people who have access to healing magic are a little less dependent upon that healing magic.
Yeah,
but
like the druid can take the wild shape spells. Like I'm playing a druid on Tuesdays now, and my spells are going to go away from heal and into like animal shape that's a spell. The wild shaping is I can't use my strength with it because I'm not a wild druid. I'm a storm druid, but that's the direction I can go now because I can just out of combat do that, and so can the rest of us.
Storm calling seems so cool. You were saying something, Levi, though, just a minute ago.
Yes, you are. I'm sorry. I'm real bad at cutting folks off.
I have no clue what I was saying anymore.
Fair enough.
Oh, wait. That at level 20 assurance won't get you. You will for sure have to roll.
Enough.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
But at level
That makes
15
sense.
assurance will.
Yeah.
So it gets harder to do as you get better at it.
Which makes sense because the harder, like, as you level up more, the Vorpal Blade of the Bela or the Jabberwock's Big Tooth or whatever is worse than, how do you put it, Kane? Rusty Dagger Shanktown.
Yeah, I love me not ever being in some Rusty Dagger Shanktown. I know that's a confusing way to formulate that sentence, but I'm not
level one
big about
play,
it.
essentially. Like,
Right.
that wound is easier to fix. The tetanus is easier to fix than the Baylor tetanus.
Yeah.
Or like a very powerful harm that like some dude just like Darth Vader's around your neck and oopsie, you've taken a lot of negative energy to the dome. That's harder to fix than getting hit by a cart.
And we have the other new big rules update, which was identification and repair.
That's
for that legendary repair action.
That's so dumb.
I love it.
You love that.
I quote Levi so much in my videos. Just one action, buff out your shield. One action, raise the shield. Third action, beat face. It's amazing. It makes the shield even better. I'll say it. I haven't said it at IOPZ. I'll say it here now. That's the ring of protection of the playtest. I believe you have a shield or you are incorrect.
Absolutely.
I think there's no reason to have a two-handed weapon right now. Why would I do that?
All high-level fighters gonna be running around with fucking duct tape and super glue, just like
Yep.
wrapping shit up.
And that's my druid in the game we're playing too. Like I don't have a melee weapon except for the shield boss I'm no longer good at because the proficiency thing was bad now. But I have that heavy wooden shield that eventually will be a heavy dark wood shield. Because if I don't have it, if I can't, because I don't have any reactions really anyway. So I might as well have that shield up for when Ross wants to like shoot something in my face so I can have that block. It's literal DR.
Do all of the classes have a unique reaction? I haven't fully gone through them all yet.
No.
Yeah, I think they do. Who doesn't?
Not built in at least. Not like from the get-go.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
I would like to see, because I know it's kind of by definition supposed to be baked into stuff like the Paladin with their retributive strike and a lot of the shield and attack of opportunity stuff with the fighter. But I would like to see every class have some kind of baked-in reaction specific to their class.
Yeah.
Even if it isn't like a smacky thing.
Right, like spell dueling.
Yeah.
Oh, woof.
Or like druids get if I take the feat, if I get crit, I can Tempest Surge you as a reaction. And that also is that if you are a storm druid, then you become a warlock and you start throwing d12s at folk.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, I remember reading that. The storm druids are like the blaster druids, right?
Yeah, that's right. So I'm taking that feat anyway. So my Tempest Surge, so I get a ranged Shocking Grasp. Is essentially what that is.
Yeah.
But that's my unique reaction. But I feel like my reaction will always just be block with the shield. And I feel like if you don't have shield proficiency, if you're the ranger, the barbarian, even like the wizard, because the shield cantrip is a strictly worse. Even with another big thing that came out. Another big thing that came out in this update is shields. They don't break anymore, but it's one dent and the shield is now useless.
Ooh.
So Which that like at legendary proficiency, it's proceed to not care. It's like the analogy I used at my channel was like it's a sad pizza box you left on the stove all night. You just gotta bend it back up, and over time that shield should just break in half from all of the like buffing out.
Yeah, all the stress weld.
Yeah, for sure.
They punch
Yeah,
in, you
legendary,
punch it back
right?
out. You're good to go.
It's kind of like Catfall, I guess, how you take no damage when you fall off the Empire State Building. It's that same narrative.
Yeah, but you're legendary. You're basically a Borderlands character at that point.
Right. And it comes down to I guess that comes down to flavor, right? Depending on what class is doing it. Like a Paladin of Torog, say, who has legendary crafting, you hear the sound of the anvil peeling across the horizon and oops, my shield's better. Or the wizard snaps his fingers and an unseen servant manifests long enough.
I like that
fix the
anvil
thing.
one. That's
it's sweet. It's super good.
Especially because there's the paladin whole thing of like imbuing your shield with like divine spirit.
Right, exactly. Or
power-
even like
the
the
power of
fighter just has that
angels.
duct tape, has that Fallout 4 adhesive, and
yeah. So duct tape duelists aside,
that's
they
amazing.
got some quick updates to some spells and some feats, which I will skip over. And we can
There's
just
so much.
we can
And
just
it's really
speed
disorganized
around
too.
some of the class stuff. Alchemists, the stuff they make with their resonance points at the beginning of the day, no longer costs anyone else resonance. You use a
And
second
it doesn't
time.
cost them resonance to use again, so the alchemist is a lot more playable now.
Yeah,
As
you,
like-
you
Oh, yeah.
spend it once to make it with resonance, and then nobody has to pay for it again.
Mhm.
There's no double
That's
no
nuts.
double taxation.
Does that last for all day? Like when you make a potion at the
Yes.
beginning of your day?
They-
is that,
they
is that a
remain-
permanent?
They remain viable till the end of the day.
Okay, fair enough.
And then
So
you
then
have
what
to- you have to do it
happens?
again
What
the following
happens is the alchemist has lots of ranks in deception because like it's a meta statement, I suppose, to say that the NPCs know what resonance is, but you assume they have some idea, and then you become the literal snake oil salesman because they work for a while, and then the next day, oops. But your potions would be worth more than
Oh.
like an average use potion because you don't have to pay for resonance.
That's a really good idea.
Because that was the first time I played Irindil in, and for those of you who don't know, he's an NPC in Lord of the Caliber who I want to play in the playtest at some point, and I played him in 5e, and it was a bad call in a group of people I didn't know, but I wanted to sell my potions to the party at cost or higher as a lawful evil alchemist.
Mhm.
Because, oh, you're dying? Cool. It's going to cost you.
Oh
And
yeah,
now,
the lawyer doctor.
Always remember the Blue Kobold Emporium. That'll be 100 gold after like you brought them back from the edge of death.
Well, I opened a window on my desktop. I hope that didn't screw up the recording.
Hope it usually does.
Oh
OBS is
dear.
unforgiving.
Oh dear. All right. The monk, they added proficiency with simple weapons because before you couldn't use ranged weapons. You couldn't even throw rocks at people. I mean, you could.
You did shuriken.
You were no. You were only proficient with unarmed strikes.
Oh, really? They didn't. Well, that was a.
Yeah.
You'd have to take the feat, I guess. You'd have to take monastic weaponry. Fair enough.
Yeah. So they added simple weapons so you could huck stuff at dudes.
Yeah.
Paladin's Blade of Justice feat changed a little bit.
So it lasts longer.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It is.
The Ranger changed the Monster Hunter feat, or they got rid of it. I think they changed the Monster Hunter feat and they removed Double Slice, and they replaced it with a pair of feats that, depending on whether or not you were using a bow or a pair of melee weapons, you could attack twice, and it was like a weaker clustered shot. You could combine the damage and apply it as a single pool against resistances and weaknesses, which I think is a really nice low-level buff for the Ranger.
Yeah, I feel like at level 1, you're fighting a lot of, like, classically speaking, a lot of skeletons that might have resistance to piercing, so it makes the archer, like, push forward a little bit better. Same for, like all the Dritsts out there with their scimitars and their, like, daggers or whatever your offhand is. Light weapon X.
You
If you're-
gotta read you some R.A. Salvatore, man. You
I
gotta
do.
get an appreciation for the Driths.
I like Salvatore a lot. He's a really good author. I've read his work in the expanded universe is my favorite, but that's a whole new rant, as Kane knows. It's,
The
I don't know if I like that feat better than double slice though. I haven't looked at the math back and forth. I liked Can knows when I was playing Octarian, I really wanted to retrain because I went into the Cavalier archetype, so I wanted to retrain my Animal Companion feat into double slice because double slice seems really good. I don't know how the math stacks up for one or the other. A lot of my commenters said that the new one's better, but I haven't looked at it. So
just looking at it now, I think it might be a little better. I think the
action economy is one of the biggest things.
Yeah, because twin takedown still only takes one action.
That's fair. Yeah.
So even if like there's less accuracy in there, you can like do more with your turn still.
That makes sense. So then I guess the question I never asked on my videos as I was doing this is the fighter got double slice too. Does he still have double slice or does he now have twin takedown? Is that hiding in that document?
He still has it.
Right? No, they removed double slice as a ranger feat.
Fair.
So it's still a feat that exists. They didn't take it out of the book.
Mm-hmm.
It's just no longer a level 1 ranger feat. For the rogue, they gave them some more techniques, so that every rogue wasn't the same spindly spaghetti boy.
But they took away Bludgeoner, and Bludgeoner was so good. On a critical success, you slowed a dude at level 1. That's
the critical specialization of clubs still, isn't it?
Right, but it's behind a fortitude save, which I guess is a fair balance.
Mm-hmm.
Because
you kind of still get that with brute attack. Finesse striker is the same as usual. It's using an agile finesse weapon. You get your dex mod to damage instead of strength. With
good.
brute attack, you can deal sneak attack damage with a wider range of weapons, so long as the damage dice is not greater than a d8. And when you critically succeed on an attack roll with a simple weapon against a target that is flat-footed, you get the critical specialization effect for the weapon you're wielding.
So it would be the same thing.
Yeah, so if you're clubbing someone, you would still be slowing them, albeit that's behind a fortitude save. So, small nerf.
Yeah. But probably a fair nerf, because I imagine level 1 rogues with Bludgeoner could run away with a lot of things. Yeah, if they didn't just kill the 6 HP goblin to death with the sneak attack, like, it's really, really good.
Hurt people real bad.
Yeah.
And then you have
action economy again, king.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the action economy is just, it's the importance of regulating the action economy has just become...
all the better.
Yeah, it's become strangely more important, but simpler.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
And then the Scoundrel's Feint. On a successful feint, the target is flat-footed against all melee attacks you attempt against it until the end of your next turn. And then on a crit, they're flat-footed against all your attacks. So you just stab the shit out of them.
Yeah. Fainting rogues are fun to watch. I had a fainting rogue in Lord of the Caliber for a while, and they're good. I can't, talk it down. Especially against, if you can't flat-foot a dude, if it's a better rogue than you, or, if it happens to go first, that's... Everything's flat-footed to the rogue turn 1, but if they went before you, then it's arbitrary.
And then I think the last one really was the Sorcerer, which changed how bloodlines worked. So they were
about that.
Yeah, so they functioned better inside the archetype.
Mm-hmm. So you were not forced as a sorcerer to take your bloodline up twice and lose the class feat over it. Because it was real bad for I know this because I made a sorcerer optimization video and I had someone comment how'd you do that? You don't get a feat at 6th. I just assumed we did. And that meant that the sorcerer got a lot less class feats because all the casters do anyway. Every time the caster's spell proficiency goes up, like Cashew at 10th and 14th does not get a class feat. Instead, he gets his spell proficiency to increase, and he did not get a class feat at first. Neither did Yarko. Mm-hmm. Because they're casters, and that's the trade-off that happens. But for the sorcerer, the extra 2 is real bad, especially because the ability to fly is sweet, but the ability to fly for 3 rounds is Icarian, is what that is. It's the scroll of Icarian flight. Oops! I guess unless you have legendary acrobatics, in which case you just land, curse at the top of your lungs, go again.
Superhero landing. Just gonna do a super
pretty much.
romantic.
Okay.
And also, like, the sorcerers who wanted to become something else, like, they could do it now because they had those feats, and also those feats are necessary for, like, say your fighter wants to archetype into sorcerer to get Glutton's Jaws. You need to have that thing there.
Go ahead, Levi.
So I was taking some time to double check the exact differences between Twin Takedown and Double Slice. So in the language between the two of them, the one difference, well, two differences. Double Slice takes 2 actions, but Twin Takedown, the second attack, does still apply the multiple attack penalty.
Right, which is why I thought that Double Slice was better, because you could get 2 attacks for the price of 1.
For the
Assuming you
multiple
had an
attack
agile
penalty of 1.
Mm-hmm. Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah, but yeah. But the thing is, the fact that for 1 it's an agile weapon, so you're only taking a -4 to hit with the second one.
Or 3 if you hunted.
It's very true. So it is a pretty minimal. Okay, -3 still matters in this, but yeah, for 1 action, especially if you first raise shield, move up, slice, and nope, shield's not agile.
Yeah,
Shield
but
boss.
a light shield boss is.
Okay, so that's a thought.
Actually, you know what? Also, I didn't think about this when I made that video, but if it's still a feat for a fighter, you literally could just archetype into fighter and have both.
Oh, so if you don't have enough if you don't have more actions you need to do in a turn, you can do the double slice version.
Or you could, oh god, if you have all 3 of your actions, you could, unless you had to, well, you can hunt the guy. I don't think you have to hunt the guy constantly. I think it's just it ticks forever. I could be wrong. So then you hunt him, and then you do your stuff, and then he's still in your face, and then the next turn it's 2 actions to double slice. Actually, no, you want to take down first, because the penalty doesn't tick up farther for double slice. So it's take down and then double slice, and that's your turn, and it's 4 attacks essentially.
Woo! Woo!
I did it. Can I play Octarian again? I did it. I figured it out. We're good. We made it. I don't know what happened to the Cavalier. I think that's going to be a class. I think they've decided to make that a class in its own right, and that's why we haven't seen its archetype.
I mean,
seen the pirate.
maybe they're going to make it its own class. Hopefully it's better than it was in first edition.
I think the 1E Cav was gold. The 1E Cav was to pardon the pun, a
one-trick pony.
yeah, it was. It was a damn good gendarme kind of trick, but unless you like teamwork feats, I guess. But then just play an Inquisitor.
They axed signature skills. That's not new. Everybody knows that.
That's
still great.
That's still really important. Yeah, that's so amazing.
So now, if you want to be good at it, you can just be good at it. You don't have to.
The class line is blurred.
Yes, which I'm very happy about. They changed a bunch of skill proficiencies. Pretty much everyone has 4+ int additional skills, and then 1 or 2 that the class is trained in, because the bard is still trained in occultism and performance.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is
the ranger gets survival +1, I think. The ranger archetype gives you survival +1.
Well, it's survival and 5+ intelligence.
Ooh,
Fair.
5. And the paladin only gets 3. The druid only gets 3. The cleric only.
But
if you cast spells, you get less.
3+ nature plus 3+ nature plus your orders. So
yes, that's
like
true.
like Mirrodin has acrobatics for free, so he came out equal. I'm pretty sure because he had 5.
Yeah, and paladin has religion +1 from deity +3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the bard still has 6+. So they're not all, but everything is pretty much they've evened out.
The fighter and the monk came up by 1. Everybody else went down by 1, but has the 1 for free that you probably took anyway.
Yeah.
Ooh, wizards get arcana and 4+.
Yeah. The alchemists came up from 2 to 4 as well. I'm pretty sure.
Wizard's gonna have a lot of skills then.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Well, you gotta have some reason to play him. I feel like the sorcerer is the better choice than the wizard. Well, that's not true because... No, it is true. It is. Because in the skill category, to learn an arcane spell, Like that exists. The sorcerer is just as good as the wizard because like before it was obviously the spell book, right? Like had Rise of the Rune Lords finished, and I hope it still does. And I'll go on the record here right now and I'll say that if we go back to Rise of the Rune Lords, I will come back and I will be big and green and I will make fun of Magpie and I will be best. It will be the greatest. I'll have to re-roll that character. Lost the sheet, but
that's okay. I might have to re-roll Magpie.
Fair enough, but no, I just lost my train of thought. Damn it! What was I talking about?
Oh, we were talking about signature
sorcerers
skills.
can learn new. Oh, you were.
Oh, yes. In Rune Lords, it was because Mazes would have been more powerful than Emmy, not only because Rune Lords is really kind to the spellbook caster, from what I understand of it. Without that's not a spoiler. That's a you ask anybody, they play that class, but you'd get a scroll, you'd jam it in a book, boom, spell.
Well, yeah,
right?
you
and the
also
wizard can still do that.
You also do pull a spell book off like a lich.
No, that's fair.
In the first 2 books.
No, God. Oh, yeah, that did happen to Mazes. I remember, and it went away because a thing happened or whatever. But, now the sorcerer who formerly could not, there was no response. You were the specialized caster, and thus the sorcerer made funny eyes when this came. Thus the sorcerer was a tier 2. But now with the learn an arcane spell, learn a divine spell, blase, with a check, you can catch up.
Yeah. Everybody's gonna know how to cast everything else. It's gonna be narrow.
Even for the guy who archetypes in too and has less spells, you can catch up with the downtime. It's like the crafting of the playtest, because with assurance, it's like a DC 20 or 25. So you can clinch it pretty much all the time.
All right. Yeah, and because they got rid of signature skills, they had to change the text on a bunch of stuff.
Oh, they did.
Everything from archetypes to silver tongue elixirs.
Yep. I like how the archetype makes you trained in a thing. There's an extra benefit to going into the archetype.
Yeah. Because
being untrained hurts bad now.
Well, before, wasn't it you had to be trained in something to go into the archetype?
That is correct. That's why I'm real sus about the Cavalier right now, because the Cavalier had to be trained in nature, but everybody's received the errata but him. So either the Cavalier still must be trained in nature, or I'm missing something in that giant PDF, or something's happened with it.
Okay, well, we're going to scroll through it and see if I find it.
So, I control left Cavalier, and I didn't see anything. So
okay, but you were talking about using checks to learn spells, but if you look in the language of both classes, it discusses how you can get more. For sorcerers, it discusses that they can swap out spells by retraining during downtime, whereas for the spellbook, it says that you can add spells.
Well, that's always been a mechanic, though. You could forget and rememorize spells.
No,
yeah, that's let me double check it. I might be wrong.
The way that it's discussed in each of the classes, it's specific. The wizard calls out that you can use downtime to add new spells to your spell book, and the sorcerer calls out that you can use downtime to swap spells.
Right, and I think it said, I could be wrong. You might have caught me. You might have caught me with my pants down. I should have just edited my video and not showed up to hang out with my friends. I'm hoisted by my own petard, as Kane would say.
Yes, very old saying that most people don't understand.
I didn't get it the first time. I'm like, what? This is not Age of Empires. Get out. So you can do. I gotta find the thing.
Wow.
Okay, so if you
can select it when you add or swap spells for spell repertoire people.
Page 146, the skills, learn an arcane spell. You expend the materials. If you have a spell book, it's added. If you prepare, it's added to your list. If you have a spell, yeah. So everybody has it. Mirrodin is gonna have assurance in. There's a typical DC. It's legendary, can get you up to 5th. And 10th level spells are probably going to be a little hard, but as a 10th level spell, there's only 3 of them.
That sounds like an ultimate task to me.
Just take Wish.
Yeah.
And you can get the rest of them, right? But a 9th level spell is DC, typical DC, and that DC may have changed now. I haven't seen another table. 37. You're adding 20 plus your proficiency, which is probably legendary. So you're adding 23 plus your 6 casting mods. So 29, and you need to get a 37. Calculator.
Oh, bro.
I'm bad at math.
Catchu's gonna get that fatal aria. It's gonna be real bad.
Why, yes, you are, and everything else, because you just need to roll an 8. That's all. And have the downtime and spend the stuff. And there it is. But even then, as a bard, you have there's an occult wish. I just forget. It's not primal phenomenon. It's not wish or miracle, but you have your own, to which could just duplicate the spell in the first place.
I think it's reality revision.
Yeah. That sounds so cool. Cashew is an agent of reality revision. Also, I'm going to say that it's a crime if you don't archetype into barbarian on Cashew, because like
I was going to archetype into fighter.
From what I've heard from Lucia about how she's the constant target of the magic weapon to get the giant great axe and to like rip people in half, and from his time when I was his GM, Cashew smash you is now a thing you can do, and you could also archetype into both.
That's true.
You could do that.
I wouldn't mind getting that shield though, because I do kind of get my ass kicked a little.
Yeah, you need a shield. You have shield proficiency now as a bard.
Do I?
You do. Yes, you do. I was so pissed because Rangers don't have it. I remember Lucia and I had this conversation because she's playing the barbarian. I was playing a ranger, and we didn't have the shield proficiency, but the bard did. And we were so salty.
That's just because I'm better than you.
Yes, you're great. Cashew was great. And alter reality is the spell, or fabricated truth. That could be it too. And I feel like that's like uber bluff.
Yeah.
I think
mega glibness.
No, because I think fabricated truth is you say it and it becomes real.
Oh my god, yeah, that's the thing. Bah. So alter reality is your wish. Yeah, it is. So there you go. That's all you need.
Levi?
Levy.
What?
Were you saying something? You weren't saying anything?
Oh, yeah. So my main point being that like a sorcerer will still have a limited number of total spells known, based on like how learning new spells. It's just like when you're going up to those levels, if it were an uncommon spell that you wouldn't be able to just naturally get, you could get it, but you'd still have like a limited set of how many spells you had. It wouldn't be like the spell book where you could just learn as much as you wanted.
Yeah, that makes sense. You have more spells per day. That's
and even then you had
the trade-off.
The arcane sorcerer had arcane evolution lets you prep from scrolls once a day, so you get that extra spell.
That's true.
Yeah.
Dying's different now.
Yeah, it is.
Let's just move this along.
The wounded mechanic seems. Yeah, we're gonna do one of them 3-hour chats like we used to do so long ago. My top 17 favorite CR5 monsters and why you need them, and why they're just orcs.
Let's talk about the Pugwampy for 45 minutes.
It's all you need is a damn Pugwampy. Is that in the playtest, by the way?
I don't know. Off topic.
That's what we do, man. But yeah, wounded is. I think it's relevant because it's. I haven't had a lot of characters. I had a wizard in Pale Mountain Shadow when the Manticore was able to corner him and like wail on him. I couldn't kill him because the druid turned into a spider and sat down beside him and poisoned the Manticore to death. But it would have been like he'd have been at wounded 2 or 3, which means when he goes down, like I think if I understand it right, your wounded says when you go to dying, your dying is increased by your wounded value. So
yeah.
So if you're wounded 1, go to dying 2, you're at dying 3. If you're at wounded 2 and you get crit, then you're dead, unless you had Die Hard or Grey Maiden or etc.
Yeah, I think into the later levels of play, Die Hard might become a pretty standard feat.
Yeah, that and toughness. It seems
they did change it because of having the dying condition hang around for rounds afterwards. I guess was killing a lot of playtesters.
And it feels weird too. I kind of got it. I guess the slowed thing felt better than the dying thing, which I think got axed as well.
Yeah,
like you're not slowed.
You no longer have real life summoning sickness.
Fair. That was the painful one because that would put you back down to dying, I suppose. Because if you're slowed 2 or 3 and you're already prone, so you're just kind of like twiddling your thumbs and then you can get up and stuff. In my experience, I have played some mid-level Pathfinder playtests with Kane, and I will say that had Xandu not led with a phantasmal killer, Caleb LaCroix was perfectly talked downable, but nope. We were going to just throw ghosts in his face, so he's mad, and he's level 20. And I feel like you guys were threatened, but like the action economy still won the day.
Oh, I thought you
fair.
were definitely gonna kill at least one of us.
Yeah, fair. I guess I was doing better than I thought.
If Francis had gotten a little bit closer, yeah, he would have been dead. I would have been
Was
dead.
Francis there?
Sorry,
Bradley.
Bradley Boulder Ripper. Yeah, you would like Bradley. I don't think could have taken more than a round of that.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, you had a cleric in the party. But in any case, like, I think the wounded condition and like on that note, I think it's called treat injury, that comes down as a result of the goal, of course, because it's 1.3, as a result of what went down in Affair at Somberfell Hall. And I, like, as a playtester who's a little behind, because my party simultaneously has really liked to take their sweet time, because, like, we're having fun and role-playing and stuff, and also we missed some weeks, and also Quicksand's gnarly, and Manticores are gnarly. We're behind, so, like, I'm playing in 1.3 in why 1.3 was created. So I'm pretty curious to see how that affects the spoilers for Affair at Somberfell Hall. There's waves, like you have to survive wave after wave after wave after wave of undead, and you get like 5 minutes in between to take care of yourself. And I have an alchemist, and the alchemist didn't make it last week, so I don't know. Oh, okay, never mind. I also have a Pharasmin cleric. Someone actually is playing. The playtest says you're supposed to all show up with clerics, but like then you win. Right, that's my argument for why I didn't want to tell my players to do that, because I have 6, and if it's 6 clerics,
you would just walked in there and raffle stomped people.
Yeah, because like the first round, and this is spoilers. I'm sorry, I have to talk about it with someone. It's like 5 ghasts, which are CR3, followed by like 3 ghasts and some vampire rogues, and they hand you like 7 fucking like, here's all the garlic. Go in the kitchen. Look at the garlic.
When I figure out how I'm gonna send this off to whoever's gonna end up editing this, if I don't figure out how to do it myself, it's just, whoever does this, just put like a big like a big spoiler alert, right? You know.
I don't think you have that much to edit. You could turn this into a podcast and just truncate the silence and upload it. I think we're fine.
I mean, yeah.
I've always thought that, especially you and I, Kane, are at our best when we're just being friends together and rambling and stuff. I think that's what's viewable, not just like, here are all the facts. Which is not to say that like Adam's NPR
voice,
is not
yeah.
strong. His NPR foo is strong. But like this is good content. People like this. People like to hang out and stuff. That's why I want to have people like hang out with me while I'm playing Kingmaker. So I'm not just like, oh, in the comments, someone has solved a puzzle. It could have been solved like 4 more ways. Leave me alone, Tim Bartlett.
So just so you know, Tommy, I also have Kingmaker. No.
How many did you buy it because of the playtest or because of me playing it?
No, I had actually pre-ordered it before I knew you were going to play it.
Fair. Because so many people have like, I still watched the thing, and now I've spent $80.
I solved the swords up.
See,
I didn't know there was a swords down solution.
Fair.
So I found the other room.
What's in the other room? Was it worth it?
I mean, it's as worth it as the first room was.
Yeah, fair. Because I don't remember what was in the first one. Just like
random, kind of expensive stuff, and the fact that the game was happy that you solved the puzzle.
Yeah, the GM is happy.
You solved my statue puzzle. Congratulations.
Thank you for paying attention to me. Have a thing. That's another facet of Kingmaker that has made it very true to the nature of the tabletop role-playing game.
Was this worth $80? Please fill out this survey.
I mean, I just bought the $40 one. I will probably buy the Chris Avalone side adventure.
No, I'm poking fun. Paizo. Man, they're buying it from you, my dude. Where's this sponsorship, man?
To be honest, I intend to contact Owlcat Games tomorrow morning alongside the people at Fantasy Grounds, alongside Aaron Shanks at Paizo, to see if I can get on like Paizo Friday and do this, basically.
You're putting in Hork. With
an
extra, like 3 or 4 extra H's at the beginning of that. Just Hork.
You gotta do it. That's been my experience as a YouTuber. Like, if you want to do this thing, and like I have a job still. I only work like 16 hours at that job, but I still I have to get up and work. I'm not like YouTube famous. I'm just YouTube popular, and that's because I'm often up until like 4 a.m. As Kane knows, making videos. That's why Kane edits my videos, so I can sometimes instead be up till like 3 in the morning.
Do what I can.
You do. You are best.
Anyway,
what is going on in the playtest? What are other things? Do we want to talk about the archetypes?
I was gonna skip over the 4 pages that are just other updates.
Patch notes.
And mention that they added a feat for bards, so they finally have a feat for 10th level occult spells.
Oh yeah. Robin called that out like day 1 in Doomsday Dawn in the chat room. I was like, hey, wait a minute, how does the bard get? And my German's bad. 3, 2, 1 break.
Hey, you can't make that joke. No one's gonna see that.
No one will ever understand why.
No one's gonna see that.
But that's okay.
All the Doomsday Dawn updates. We'll just scroll on past that. Product compliance. That's page 15. Where's the archetypes?
The archetypes are a separate document.
Oh, I don't have that.
Well, have no fear, we do.
Yeah, we do.
All right,
I guess a lot of people to find it.
It's
hard to find the Paizo updates.
We're just gonna look at the beautiful art on the front of the Pathfinder playtest book while you guys talk about this thing that I don't have a document for.
Here is a white dragon, and Sayoni is wearing more clothing this time.
It's a cape.
A cape, you see. She had a cape on in the Pathfinder 1E playtest book as well. She just also didn't have like more of a bottom. Just kind of like,
well, you can't see it because it's underneath the cape,
which is good because like female representation in RPGs is super important. I realize that a little more now that I'm dating someone who is female representation in RPGs, and we talk about that just a lot alongside I officially have a trans friend who's in this thing, and now like I get a little more why it's important that the iconic shaman and the iconic, not the rogue, the operative of Starfinder is not like the typical gender norms. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Where is how to find users.
It ends with ARE?
100 ARE, yeah. I got it. I'm shooting.
Just because they have the weirdest of file names.
I'm still trying to figure out why Fumbus has like a gun.
He has a gun. Why does he have a gun?
Look at the cover art. I'm gonna zoom in on this. You guys are gonna get it. Everybody watching this.
I'm looking at my own.
I must have missed this. Hold up.
Fumbus has a dog slicer. He's got that weird goblin leather armor on. He's got his little goggles. His horrifying can opener face. Bomb.
What page is this on?
It's on the cover. It's on the cover of the rulebook.
It looks kind of flamethrower.
Of the rulebook?
Yeah, of the core. Not the core. Well, I suppose the core rulebook.
It is.
He's got a bomb. He's got like a fragmentation grenade.
Bomb.
A big cartoony bomb.
Oh god, he does. He has a grenade launcher.
Yeah, he's got like a fucking 40mm grenade launcher strapped to his back.
Now that is the feat you can take as an alchemist to do the inventing things. Also, the goblins look decidedly less cute now that they're a core race. Is that just me?
No, they always kind of look. I gotta turn my volume down just a cinch. They always kind of look like that to me. They look like a watermelon had angry sex with an avocado.
The teeth now. They just like less of the people. That is straight up a grenade launcher, though, isn't it? Or like a giant.
Maybe that's
It's a recorder, a stone giant's recorder.
Yeah, I could see it being the Farlobber feat.
Yeah, that would make sense. It's a little mortar.
Yeah.
Because the tech exists on Galarian, which is how you say that according to Kingmaker. And Adam Spain has won, and Tommy has lost. Congratulations.
Ta-da.
That game teaches you how to say words correctly. Now, I guess I have to open up the chat in Hangouts to attach a file, don't I? I can't attach a file. Okay, it's coming to you on the cord then.
It's coming to you live.
Coming to you live. And I was gonna type Canis, you anus, because you didn't reply. Do you think I could flag you done for an hour or two of your time this Monday? I know it's totally fine, but I figured I'd ask, and then I realized I've kind of been neglecting some of my best friends. So here we are. I'll neglect my girlfriend instead. Oopsie.
Well,
and I'll neglect my own. It is. Life is a balance. That's why I'm really happy that she plays 3.5. She knows more about this game than I do. Are you serious? Like, I get schooled in my relationship. It's like...
Did you not play 3.5?
Not nearly as much. I played Neverwinter Nights 2, Temple of Elemental Evil CRPG, Icewind Dale, Baldur's Gate, and then, like, Mahariel's first incarnation as a dragon disciple, which was strictly worse than 3.5. It was real bad. Anyway, can you have the document?
All right, hold on. I gotta.
As if it's mega specific. Can you have the document?
Document.
Next time, have OBS capture just the PDF you want, and not your desktop.
It's not capturing my desktop. It's capturing my Chrome window and the PDF.
Oh, good.
So no one's seeing this. No one's seeing my hundreds of terabytes of weird pornography.
You beat me to it.
That is a terrifying amount.
That's
Terabytes.
It's a terrifying. Was that supposed to be a pun, Levi? Because it was good.
It was not, and I wish it was, because
the
that is the sort of pun
puns
I would
the
love.
best. You did strike me as the tech nerd. From all the characters I've seen you, like, I've GM'd for or been in a party with, that does seem to be your play style.
I, am much more likely to play a tech nerd rather than actually, as a person, be a tech nerd, oddly enough.
No, fair. You strike me as a very intelligent dude. Like you're the party wizard. You solve your problems with take data and extrapolate, and then that's how you have a thing.
I'm a mathematician.
Oh, yes, that's right. We've talked about this. Yeah.
Right,
the most awful and complicated of science. Math.
Yeah. Well, you see, I would almost debate exactly calling it a science, because science cares about what happens in the real world, and I don't most of the time.
That's fair, yeah. You kids and your imaginary numbers.
So I've got 2 papers published, and they're both on dice.
Oh, nice. Well done. I did not know that.
Yeah,
you are
that's
more
the way to
famous
do it.
than I thought. And you're the Gorilla King. Well done. Whew. Now they only say congratulations.
Well, yeah.
That's the only Post Malone I know. Also, if I stopped working out, I'd look just like him. Now then, don't they say congratulations? I don't know. I hear women find him attractive. I asked Lucia. She said he's not. I concur. I'm sorry, Post Malone fans of the internet. I don't get it.
You got weird teeth.
Although, there's also just sometimes, a personality vibe, just fits with the body type, and even if it shouldn't be attractive, it just works.
Can we stop talking about how bangable Post Malone is?
I don't even know what he looks like.
Sure, fine. Put your terabytes of porn away. I'll put my Post Malone away, and we'll talk about the archetypes of the Pathfinder playtest. And I'm going to keep saying it because I demand an answer. Where is the Cavalier? I was so stoked that's an archetype because I talked with one person in my comments when I made my Ranger video about how they did a Druid archetype in New Cavalier and made the iconic Green Knight. And I think that's so cool. It also is definitely better than mine because it's a caster, but also the ability to just not get an animal companion, the ability to high five. Now you have a horse and the ability to do stuff with it, the ability to move backwards, move forwards, have charge damage was really strong.
It's a weird bad rule, and I don't like it.
It is. It makes sense for skirmishing. It's the dude with the javelin, which was what our target was going to be, to ride forward, Cantabrian circle back.
Yeah, which that's good. I like that because that's an actual cavalry tactic. But the trot forward, trot backwards, trot forward, haha, spears I don't like it. You just did a little dog circle, you were getting ready to go to bed, and then you ran a lance through a man's head.
That's fair. That is a thing. But all in all, I think that, and I said this in a video that I made, and actually, I want to know what you two thought about this, because I know Levi pinged in about my bad math, because I wasn't thinking about my charisma in the barbarian optimization video I made. But I really feel that now that every class is an archetype, I feel like we can expect to see that as the model for every class moving forward in the game. And so therefore I feel that like not only does like the fact that everyone can be like my fighter can be trained in thievery, my paladin can be trained in deception, side effects may include a fall from grace, I guess, but like the class line is almost non-existent now, and I think that's really cool. I think that like what's a class that can like the hybrid classes, for example, are now accessible just right now.
We're falling further away from the classic class structure that a lot of tabletop RPGs find themselves in, especially ones that are based off of older editions of D&D like 3.0 and 3.5. And we're not classless. We haven't gone that far. We haven't driven this car off the bridge yet. But we've definitely we're at a point where you have a base. And much like the variant multi-classing system that was tested out in first edition, you kind of take a base class and then you just staple other stuff to it. But I think the way that they're doing this one is more satisfying because it's not like an all or nothing, give up half your feats and some of your class features to staple, an alchemist or a barbarian or something to your base class.
Or like the vivisectionist alchemist would give up bombs to have sneak attack. Now the rogue can just archetype into alchemist.
Yeah, that also.
That kind of thing. I think you're right. Like the class line isn't gone. I don't think it's gone, but I think it's very blurry in such a way that like my barbarian video is a fighter first and doesn't take I wanted to take the barbarian feat sooner than level 12, but I feel like I had to get to quick shield reaction so I could react, raise my shield, have that extra reaction to do that, and then react to have that stupid powerful cleric reaction for the might domain, which we were almost a paladin also. I cut that from the video, but the paladin would have to wait to level 16 because at level 8 the paladin gets the advanced domain to be able to have resistance equal to your strength plus your level, which is strictly better than what the barbarian has now. It just gets resistance equal to like a couple kinds of damage based on a totem.
Strength plus your level?
Yeah, dude, swear to God. That's called
real good.
It is.
All the spells that give you resistance are garbage. Why is that so good?
It's just for one hit. And it costs you a spell point also.
Screw it.
But that's like we did the math in the game. Like if the Jabberwock, which is the strongest thing by CR anyway, I'm a big fan of CR and level and stuff is arbitrary. But like as far as the numbers go, Jabberwock's the best.
Yeah, it's a good rule of thumb to be like, that's scary.
Yeah, that's like in 1E when I'm building builds, I benchmark against Cthulhu because Cthulhu is the biggest right now. I haven't read all of Planar Adventures. Anyway, you block 75% of the Jabberwock's attack on average. And what's hilarious about that is I think it was block half. A lot of times it was block half. And what that means is, and I'm real curious to see if this is how the math is supposed to pan out, like intentionally, because that means you have the ability to stop a crit, right? Because if you're blocking half the damage and then they crit you for a double and then you block half, it's a normal hit. That's what you've done. And if that math is intentional, that's my inner min-maxing nerd. Just ooh, nice, I like it. That's cool.
Well, you would negate the crit, but you'd still take the specialization if they had it.
True. Yeah, that's the thing. But a lot of times things don't. I feel like the NPCs in the back end,
doesn't.
As we see like the monster codex or the NPC codex, like I guess the fighters will and stuff. But a lot of times, or like if it crits you, it grabs you. Like I think that's what the rock just auto grabs. Same with the T-Rex. Those are fun.
The bear grabs on a crit.
Yep, yeah, it does. But the bear is the new tiny babby one. Regardless, it's just like, it's real good. And again, anyone has access to this. If your alchemist gets to 16 wisdom and with Starfighter style level up, you can
do that real easy if you want to.
Very, very easily. Everyone is everything. It's like a Skyrim style of play. And I think that's a better analogy than a lot of people I'm seeing are saying. It feels like 4th edition. And with Kane here,
The only person on planet Earth that
who likes
likes
4E.
edition.
Yeah, do you think that's fair? Does this feel like 4E to you?
I didn't do a ton of multi-classing in 4th edition, but I mean, I have a PDF here, so. If I was to open up the book and compare them, I could definitely see the resemblance here.
That's fair.
Because a lot of it, there was also a lot of ways, if you dug through books, to take powers from other classes, which are powers in 4th edition were basically kind of a similar thing to like class feats. Looking at 2nd edition Pathfinder. There were a lot of ways you could pull powers from other classes, which kind of does, mimic what this is doing here.
That is very fair. Actually, on the subject of archetypes, it feels like everyone can be everything, but the only one I have a really big beef with is the Rangers. Because, well, no, I guess I don't have a beef, but it's like, it makes the Ranger good in the same way that, like, the Rogue archetype does not hand you... well, it might, as of the errata, it might have changed in such a way that now you can get Finesse Striker as not a rogue. But before that was the case. Before you had to be the rogue. You literally, only the rogue could get it. But, like, the Ranger archetype does not give you the better part of Hunt Target. It gives you once a day Far Shot that you can choose to make a permanent Far Shot. It doesn't give you all weapons or agile weapons. Agile weapons are better. That was my huge draw to the Ranger in this playtest, because that's nuts. That's really good, especially with like double slice and twin takedown. That combo means the Ranger hits a lot more.
Do you feel like that's affected by the fact that Ranger is normally like one of your favorite classes?
No, I don't. Ranger is one of my least favorite classes because they're garbage.
Well,
they aren't garbage.
I should say Hunter and Druid.
Yeah. Hunters and Druids are sweet, but they didn't have favorite enemy, and they didn't have anything like this. The Hunter had a baller animal companion, and so did the Druid, but the Druid also could be the animal companion, kind of, and like the spells they're not as good as like the Hold Person Extravaganza, but like Joe did this on a Cleric once. A very well placed Control Water will wreck everything. Can you imagine, like in Rise of the Rune Lords, and this is not like Adam, if you hear this, but like if one of those trolls had the ability to cast Control Water and the dam is about to burst, boom, solved. To say nothing of a well placed Stone Shape. Just tag, oops, ooh. Goodbye. What was the name of that town? Turtleback Ferry. Hello,
Later,
Black Maga.
nerd.
Can't teleport. Well, you could definitely still teleport away from it.
Yeah. Well,
but you couldn't feather fall off the dam. You can't just OG feather fall off the side.
Yeah.
Waker, will you be my siege mage?
Yeah.
But that's the archetype.
Sweet rolls.
Yeah, he will. The archetypes are sweet, but the Ranger dedication, like, it's like, I feel like you shouldn't have had Hunt Target. You should have just got Survival and one for free, and like the option to get to like Ranger feats, like the ability to make better snares, if that's your jam, or also the ability to get Expert Perception exists only on the Ranger archetype. So unless you were a Rogue or Ranger, you didn't have it.
You can get Expert Perception.
Or no, excuse me, Master.
Oh, okay.
Master Spotter is what does it.
There's a bunch of
that's
with
awareness.
Expert Perception.
All of my builds take alertness if they don't have Expert Perception for that reason. But also another thing we see, I guess we should say on the archetypes, is they did get eroded in such a way that like now, like a fighter, say, I guess everyone really liked it because the fighter would just, here's your heavy armor. But now it's like, if you had no armor, here's light armor. If you had light, here's medium. If you had medium, here's heavy. If you're a paladin, here's shields. Which that's a big change.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's less it's less how you would do it in first edition, where you're like, oh hey, oh man, I could really use all these armor proficiencies. I guess I'll just
dip fighter.
Yeah, I'll dip a single level of fighter, get proficiency in all simple and martial weapons and every type of armor and shield, including
And I guess
power shields.
And I guess my bonus feat will just have to be arcane armor training.
Oh
Whoopsie.
no!
Sorry about it. I guess I'll have mithril armor, please. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
What is going on outside this apartment?
I don't
Children
know.
Although
playing.
Paladin dedication does give you all the way up to heavy and
shields too. Yeah, that's fair. That's powerful. But they're supposed to be the ones that are the best with heavy armor.
Yeah, they're the
with
ones
armor
who
training,
actually get
so.
to expert. Legendary.
That's
Legendary
fair.
Yeah.
in
Well, that
heavy
was
armor.
it was one or the other because the fighters got to legendary in weapons and the paladins got to legendary in armor.
Yeah. And all of these also, like, a lot of them feel very, and I was talking to Ross about this actually in our patron chat yesterday. He has brewed the Magus archetype in the playtest because it's so easy to do, right?
Yeah.
Basic blah, advanced blah, here's your ability once a day, here's it forever, and here's your toughness if you are a class that should get punched sometimes, and here is your deity stuff, and here are some spells, and here are more, and here are more. They're all basically the same, with the exception of like monk moves, I guess, or like the righteous ally for the pally.
I think we're gonna see a lot of homebrew for this edition of Pathfinder, just because of how
it is so
modular
damn easy to
and
do.
Easy they've made it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I think a lot of the you know what the multi-class archetypes kind of make me think of is they kind of make me think of prestige classes.
Yeah.
Like specifically for what they do, because I mean, originally when they started doing stuff like the prestige classes in really early D&D, prestige classes got introduced, and they were basically just prestige versions of the class you started playing. So you'd be a bard, and then you would take levels in prestige bard. Like it wasn't a specific class.
So like Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
When you turned level 10, you became, or like Shining Force is another one that does it.
Fair
enough. Okay.
And then
sure.
in like 3rd edition and 3.5 is when the prestige classes started to like branch out into really weird crap. So you get stuff like Cancer Mages and Dwarven Defenders and Savage
Osteomancers.
Osteoman.
The high Incantatrix.
Your bones. My bones!
Oh. So I've actually played an Osteomancer in another thing, but that's a tale for another time.
Was it a Tengu? Because that seems scary.
My bones!
Your bones! Your brittle bad bones!
No, it was...
So we've been at this one for a while, and I don't know who's editing this or what, like, any things might happen. But I do have a video I have to edit, and I'm hungry.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Do we want to just
can't be the
blow
worst
through archetypes really quick after Levi says his thing? I have this recording. It's been going on for a little over an hour, but there's a bunch of buffer at the beginning where I was waiting. Me and Levi were waiting for people.
Oh, fair. Well, we need to go farther then. I don't know if there's any real, like, I feel like we've touched on everything as the archetype. One of my subscribers who comments on all my optimization videos, basically, his profile picture is like an angry Mario son. I can't think of his name, but I think he put it the best. He said that the archetypes feel really equitable. Like, for example, a barbarian is
the more
better.
you're going to get back out of them.
But the barbarian is always better at being a barbarian because, like, there's no way short of, like, if you can play, like, a level 30 character in this playtest to get your hands on above a 10th level XYZ feat. I still feel like the class line is blurred in such a way that my fighter who archetypes in a barbarian can be considered a barbarian because we're building around rage. But, like, you can never get 10th level spells, for example.
If you were archetyped into it.
Because you can never cast. You can never get. I'm gonna put a random class.
Because Bard can't get higher than 7th level. Because Master Bard spellcasting gives 7th level occult spell.
Right, and like you can get Abundant Step as a 12th level character who archetyped into monk, but you could never get Sleeper Hold, Wind Jump. Oh god, that Sleeper Hold's good. Holy pip. That's a target falls asleep for 1 minute. Well, you can't coup de grace. Never mind. That's not as good. Or like the monk has two really powerful abilities. I was talking about this with Logan at Gen Con because he wants to see it play tested because these might have already been eroded in 1.3. Not sure. Haven't gone through the stuff. There's a lot. I'm going to do it all at once, class by class. But it's I'm trying to think what it was called. Impossible technique is if you're not armored or fatigued, does a reaction at level 20 as a monk. An enemy's attack hits you or you fail a saving throw. You treat it as 1 degree worse, but it has to hit you. So once a day you missed or the crit was stopped or a permanent haste, which stacks with I'm trying to find it. It's somewhere. It's somewhere. It exists. There's something.
Impossible technique is the one where you just ignore an attack, right?
You decrease the degree of success by 1 step. So yes.
Yeah. So a success to a failure.
Mm-hmm. Or a crit success to it.
Or yeah. Or you can do a crit.
Well done, Levi.
I didn't hear it.
I'm not making fun of you. You are my friend. And Kane has taught me that friends make fun of friends. So I guess I am making fun of you, but I don't mean it in a bad way.
So wait, what are you making fun of me for? I didn't catch that bit.
You said a sex to something, like the success cut to sex. A sex to like haha. There's gotcha. Some ability. Where is it, monk? You have it that they can treat things. Oh, it's not a class feat, is why I can't find it. I think. Right, perfected form. Yeah, when you make an unarmed strike as a level 19 monk, you can treat any dice whose roll was lower than 10 as if you'd rolled a 10. If you do, your strike gains the fortune trait. So you couldn't stack it with true strike. But if you always are rolling 10s, so you're taking 10 on punching dudes, which means you hit a lot. And that's super powerful, and only the monk can have that, which I guess is also a fair way to say that, like, I think maybe the ranger should only have hunt target and not like, here's far shot, sorry about it. Because TBH, in my experience, did I just say TBH? Yeah, I did. Oh, but like far shot is not one you see a lot unless, well, I guess javelins are good. Javelins are good. That's fair. You might do that if you're playing like, I guess like the dude with the throwing axes who is a rogue goes into ranger, so he has far shot for free.
Finally, thrown weapons get the love that I've always felt it is.
I think they were playable in 1E. I think
they were decent in 1E, but you had to have a belt of hurl.
The tax
to remain relevant.
And the only really good feat you could use was like if the GM says this doesn't work, haha. It was called a like sliding axe throw. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because that was original Sin Volca, was double tomahawks, and he tried to trip dudes because he's a wolf, and a lot of times I couldn't. But finesse striker on a rogue, only the rogue can have that. But everything else pretty much like if you want it, you can have it. There it is. Enjoy.
You just kind of have to work for it a bit.
You do. And some of the language is weird also. There's like if you archetype into barbarian, it says that for the purpose of barbarian rage, treat your level as half, but not for scrolling. I want the exact name of the feat. Renewed vigor for 1 action at feat level 8 to gain temporary hit points equal to half your level plus your con. So there's no specific language that says barbarian level there. So that's a little weird. And also, I guess the same is true for a familiar. If you go into the advanced stuff and like, ooh, you know what? That's relevant. Hold up. I gotta bring that up. That's powerful. That's super powerful. There are casters here. You're both playing bards somewhere. You're both playing bards somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's called the ability. It's a master ability. If your familiar is in your not that one, you can prepare 1 additional spell at least 3 levels lower than your highest level spell.
That's too low. They don't have level -2 spells.
But you level up into it. And there's also you can prepare 1 additional cantrip, which is relevant for the guy who just archetyped in. Because the cantrips are scary now. Cantrips hurt. I have seen Ray of Frost tear some people up.
Yeah, well, that and with how the cantrips automatically level now.
Yeah, that's really cool. But other than that, for archetypes, it's again, they feel like you can make, like, if you're out there and you're sad that you didn't have your favorite class, you can now make it with, like, the archetype is there and it tells you how to do it pretty easily. And also, like, a fighter who archetypes into cleric, who essentially, like, up to 7th level spells is the Gishy Boy is a 1E, which was basically 2/3 of the classes that could only cast up to level 6 spells. Yeah, there you go. Boom, you did it. A fighter who goes into cleric can only ever get up to 7th and is basically a war priest.
Yeah.
Or like a barbarian is scald now. I don't know what I just tried to say.
What was a scald is now a...
You became a SoundCloud rapper for a second there.
He became a Post Malone. I think that's a SoundCloud rapper. I like gent and metal and swinging my hair in a circle.
I like little foreskin
stuff. You like you take me out.
That explains what's on those many terabytes.
Yeah. No, I definitely have a SoundCloud library that's just, there's a playlist on it that's the grossest songs I could find.
Nice.
Oh God. Well done. Proud of you. Anywho, that archetypes are cool. I want to see. I need the Cavalier because the Pirate made it right. The Pirate has updates. The Grey Maiden didn't either, though, did it? That's a thought. I hadn't thought about that because I haven't played a Grey Maiden. They're good. They seem really good. Mega diehard. Relevant with Wounded. Haven't seen it. Where is it?
And that's the other way to get legendary and heavy armor. Now it's only with their heavy armor. And at the same time, I'm debating how much I like heavy armor in the playtest.
It's bad. It's better, but it's still bad.
Yeah.
Because, like, again, the way you can do anything you want in the playtest, which means your dexterity can always just, like, you can have that 20 dex.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Pretty easy. The Barbarian got to 20 dex that I just built. He started at, like, 12.
Yeah.
He was in, like, he was in Scale Mail, probably, and then he'd go into Brace's Armor, which I think is that's still the way to go. Just the best Brace's Armor, or best Mage Armor that you can cast, because Brace's Armor is Mage Armor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Spooky. Mage Armor's good. Blast for a day, too.
Yeah, it's a whole day.
You being a prospector there?
Yeah, okay. You sound a little strokey.
I meant to say set it and forget it, but like it fucking flew out one side of my head and took a trip to Albuquerque and left me behind.
That's pretty far from Alberta. It's too bad you didn't screw it. It took a trip to Alberta. It went outside the house, and I have to catch it.
It left. It's on the run.
Your angry giant neighbor has taken it.
Oh.
Hi, angry giant Kane's neighbor. Who probably
Marcus.
isn't listening. What?
Hmm?
Me? Why fuck me?
No, Marcus.
Oh, Marcus.
It's his name.
Fair enough. That's a very angry.
I'm not gonna beep that out. You don't know who he is.
He's gonna listen. He'll find you.
Ooh.
He will find you.
It's okay. I live in Alberta. No one. It's the only province it's super easy to get guns in, but still no one has one.
It's knives, from what I hear, much like rural Missouri, and I imagine rural Ohio as well. For the Midwest is probably just all same. My one time,
guns.
Fair enough. My one time in Ohio was when I went to Cincinnati. Well, we went to Covington, Kentucky, which is like you cross the bridge and oops, you're in Ohio and Cincinnati, and we literally stayed on the other side of that bridge at a friend of Sarah's house. Also, it dawned on me, we were talking about hybrid classes. I remember reading something about the fighter.
Somewhere way back there.
The feats. Somewhere out there. Somewhere. I don't remember.
Over the stat block.
What was it called? I forget. What in the hell was it?
Yes,
I know it existed.
The base fighter in first edition could train out their fighter combat feat.
No, I mean in the playtest there was I don't remember what it is called. I think it was a class feat Yeah, that'd be stupid. Why would it be a class feat? It's probably a feature.
Oh god,
of the
I'm
fighter.
still.
What sort of thing are you looking for?
It's
It's so
super
vague.
zoomed in on Columbus.
combat flexibility, level 9 for the fighter. When you make your daily preparations, you gain 1 fighter feat of 8th level or lower that you don't have. Oh man, I botched my barbarian video. I'm sorry, Pathfinders. I forgot about that. I forget I have to look here for content.
I did it bad.
Heck, friends.
What is
I've
it?
hecked it up.
Is it a class feature?
I've-
What's it called?
No, it's a class feature. Yeah, class feature combat flexibility. 9th level fighters,
Okay.
when they make their daily preps, they gain 1 fighter feat of 8th level or lower that they don't have. You can use that feat until your next daily prep. Heck,
Must
nice.
meet all of its prerequisites.
you probably did though. Well, you might not. I shouldn't say that. So what did I miss on the barbarian? Why am I playing a barbarian? You
Why
get
are you
uncanny
playing a
dodge.
barbarian?
Raging resistance looked good. You gain resistance equal to your con mod, minimum 0 to 2 damage types based on your totem. If resistance could stack, that would be cool with Enduring Might. I'll say that. Strength plus con plus level equals I don't need a shield. I am the shield. Ugh.
So buff. My skin is so hard.
Yeah, I want to get that looked at. I guess legendary fortitude saves is good, but the fighter got that too.
So dry. I need more Vaseline. Rub it all over my barbarian body.
Devastating Strikes looks good, but again, when I was building the Barbarian, I wanted to, because I've learned that recently in my life that a lot of games do not go to 20th level, and I've been very privileged to, prior to like choosing to leave the Broken Universe / all the Lord of the Caliber players, and I will apologize if Adam hears this. I definitely, and Emmy as well, and you Kane, I definitely thought that all 3 of you conspired against me in response to my choosing to leave Broken Universe.
No,
Fuck that guy.
absolutely not.
No Lord of the Caliber for you. Like, I was talking to Emmy today, and I need to reply to her. I've left her unread for a while. But I didn't realize that things got hairy.
Yeah,
And I'm the worst. But,
three-
like, a lot of games...
a bunch of like life just sort of hit us all at the same time. It was
Yeah.
absolutely not retributive. I don't want you to. I never wanted you
I
to.
definitely
walk away
thought I
thinking
just
that.
lost all my friends. I really did. But anyway, the important part is I learned that a lot of games don't go to 20th, so I didn't want to. We built to like go around the fatigue round because Tireless Rage at 17th as a barbarian is like is a thing, but you might not get there. So I felt like you had to go into the fighter archetype to be the best barbarian faster because you might not ever get there. But that's like I guess that's the one up to being the class and not the archetype, is you aren't getting like Weapon Fury or the Cleric has. That's just, well, you can get that. There's nothing the Cleric got that you can't channel energy. You could get that once a day as a sorcerer. The Druidic, well, you got the Druidic language. Legendary spell casting for the Druid. So what did I miss? What did the Ranger get? Swift target. Oh, that's 19th level. I still think that's really good. Hunt target is, I'll keep saying it, the Ranger's real good. Unless maybe I read that.
All right. Well, we've trailed off.
We have, yes, we have. Let's eat food and edit videos.
We've run out of time for this week, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you want us to talk more about the new archetypes, or if you just want us to get on with the classes, we can also do that. Tell us about it.
I'll be covering all of them over at Black Dragon Gaming.
Yes.
We're
Also,
going out of town this weekend. Lucia and I are going on to Delta's player night, going on vacation. We're going to St. Louis for a weekend. It's a thing with the IOPC and BDG. I guess we go to St. Louis.
Yep.
Turns out.
Not,
But then after that, we're doing the Alchemist who archetypes into Wizard. But like I imagine there are a lot of things that you can do with the archetypes now, and probably gonna hit all of them.
yeah, watching or listening, not watching, listening to Wheel or Woe. The Alchemist. I want to play an Alchemist.
Yeah.
So good.
I really want to ask those guys if they named their podcast after the Battle of Fort Rannoch. I really want to ask.
Whoa!
right? I'm thinking. I'm using my logical brain.
My favorite part of that episode was when you stabbed old Sandu and he just went, "Whoa!"
Forgot about that. like a horse has attacked. It's a centaur. Whoa! I'm dead now. It was a psychic boy.
A rift in reality.
Everyone forgets Foranic exists. Not so much anymore.
Whoa!
Psychically. Whoa!
Don't do that! Don't stab me with your sword!
Should have quoted that when you guys fought him later. Just, hey man, whoa, man.
Whoa, wheel, whoa.
Wheel talk, man, whoa.
Okay.
Anyway.
Check out Tommy on Black Dragon Gaming. He's very popular. He's very exciting. I mean, he's very handsome.
He is. He's
give him your love.
Handsome. And you know, Levi plays it. He makes a pretty good goblin over it as the Gestalt Bard Paladin Elu.
Levi's also on BDG's playing in the game on Tuesday with Tommy. He's also very handsome and exciting. You should check him out.
Even though you will never see me, just believe I'm handsome.
Like I said before, I can hear it with my eyeballs. I know that you know that I know. And that's what's important.
I know you know everything. I bet Kane likes Taking Back Sunday, too. Your silence condemns you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You said I know you know, and I know you like Modest Mouse and like the 2000s emo bands. Therefore, I'm jumping and assuming you also like Taking Back Sunday.
I've never heard of that band before in my life.
Proud of you.
There. Thank you.
Bud. The Pathfinder has spoken.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna cut this out or just pretend it doesn't exist. Check out Tommy on BDG Black Dragon Gaming. It's very exciting. Check out us on the IOPC. We're your place for not all. We're your place for some things Pathfinder. Figure that out. Talk to us in the comments section. We have a Twitter. I think we have a Tumblr. I'm pretty sure we have a Tumblr. If that's your thing. There's also a Facebook. We got a Facebook. I haven't had to host one of these since I ran my one shot, and we didn't have half of this crap then. And you
guys are, in fact, you are 2 subscribers away at the IOPC from your 400. With all the real life stuff that's happening, I wonder, aren't you guys doing a Fallout thing? I hear that.
Yes. Oh, yeah. No, I suppose I might staple that on the beginning of this if I'm going to tell you about it now. For the month of October, because we haven't necessarily recorded it, but I and Adam and a bunch of the IOPC guys have known each other for many years now, and every October we usually take a break from whatever it is we're doing to run not necessarily a Halloween-themed game, but we'll usually do 4-ish games, like a little mini-arc of something.
What did you do last year, then? Was that Mutants and Masterminds? Was that when you did that?
No, we never did Mutants. Mutants and Masterminds.
Or Mutant Heirs of some kind of...
Oh, yes. Mutant Heirs of Doom was the game that Alex ran.
Last Halloween, though?
Big fan of it. I'm not sure if that was last October. It might have been. I'd have to go back and check. And the year before that, I think we did Vampire the Masquerade. And I got eaten by something.
Classic Kane.
Yeah. Very, very classic me. Know enough about my early gaming career. But this year we're going to be doing a Fallout-themed miniseries in
Starfinder.
Yes, using the Starfinder RPG roleplay system, set in Fort Smith, Arkansas.
He would.
Yeah, he would. Of course he would. We can't. If I was gonna run it, we couldn't do it in Edmonton, Alberta, because Canada gets annexed in the Fallout universe, and there's nothing there but radiation and aliens.
But you guys have the guns too.
We do, but with this.
No, there's nothing there because you're the Texas of Canada, and Fallout Brotherhood of Steel is no longer canon because it was bad, and also in Texas.
Well, no, I mean because like we're right next to the Badlands. The Badlands has got to be just one massive radiation sink. So if anything's up here, it's ghouls and greys.
Ghouls,
that's I guess a bunch in Fallout, a bunch of aliens landed in Canada. I don't know why.
Oh God, you guys should all play Greys, just all of you. Just everyone is a Grey. You could do it. It would make sense.
Well, think about it. Maybe I'll run something again. I gotta talk to Emmy about whether or not she's up for up for running it. And if she is, I think I might just ask her to run it now, because every time we get to like 399, 2 people unsub. So I think maybe someone's trolling us. I don't know.
Hey, you did it! You got a troll. Well done, man.
Oh, yay! We've made it.
Means you're famous.
We've made it. We made it.
We made it.
All right.
You sounded like Alex there. Like Alex's Yurko if Yurko was Yurka.
Yeah.
We made it.
Alex's Swedish accent, ironically enough.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. So is he doing like your Rod? Is that his redneck voice?
I guess. Yeah, that's his rural Swede accent.
Holy crap! Holy crap!
We should go. Just rolling his R's way too hard. Maybe it's his Danish accent. I'll have to ask him about it. All right, everybody, say goodbye before we keep doing this for too much longer.
Bye. Donald lives on in all of us.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Peace out.
All right.
This has been brought to you in part by the Inn of Planar Crossroads, and I forget the NPR
travelers outro. Like you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
You gotta add that PBS channel spiel on the end of it.
He does. He's a true warrior. True PBS warrior.